Hi everyone. So today we'll be discussing on the topic partition DP, right? So let's get into the definition part. Let's see what the definition part says here. Partition DP is used when a problem can be solved by splitting a range, splitting a range I to j into multiple partitions and combining optimal solutions of these subranges. So this is very important. So it is used when a problem can be solved by splitting a range. So we'll be provided with certain range or will be given range, or we have to consider the range into the multiple partitions and combining optimal solutions of those sub ranges. Yep, so that is very important. The DP state represents the optimal answer for the particular segment. So we'll be going with a multiple this one, right? What do we call multiple partitions, right? So the DP state will be making use of the DP, right? So the DP state, what it does, it represents the optimal answer for the particular segment that we are considering, and transitions try all the possible out positions, and transitions will try all the possible um, cut positions actually. Yep, nothing but different segments. Yep, in simple terms. Now let's move on with the algorithm explanation. So first what we do, we define dp of I that is equivalent to minimum cuts needed for the substring 0 to I, whatever the segment that we are considering. So we define dp of I equals minimum cuts needed for the substring 0 to I. For every index I that we consider, we will try all the previous cut positions j, right? For every index, nothing but I, will try all the previous cut positions j. That's what we'll be doing. So if substring j plus 1 to I is the palindrome, then we will update. In that case, we'll be updating. So this one, updating will be going with this actually, right? So this is not p of I, dp of I. Yeah. So this d has 1 second. Yeah. So this is fine, I believe. So dp of I equals minimum of dp of I comma dp of j plus 1. J plus 1. So the final answer will be dp of n minus 1. So the final answer will be dp of n minus 1. So if you didn't understand everything, or you're confused, so it's fine. Now we will articulate the same thing in the form of code, or we will be implementing the same thing in the form of code. So, and also we'll dry run the code. After writing the code, we'll dry run the code by considering the example that we have considered within the code. So at the end, I assure that you'll understand this one better or clear, right? So this is fine. Now let's do one thing. Yep. Let's start writing the code. First thing, I'll make use of the buffer reader as well as the print writer. Just give me a second. So let me come here and I'll paste this one. So this is related to input output. We don't have to worry that much. So now let's continue with the logic part. So I'll just go with string s equals 1 second. Just give me a second here. So yeah, I'll just assign this one to the buffered reader variable, nothing but br dot. Let's go with a read line. So this is fine. Next, what shall we do? I'll just go with n equals s dot length. I'll just go with a length of the string, nothing but s. Right. So this is fine. Next, what we are gonna do? So palindrome of ij is true. Palindrome of I and j is true only if the substring I to j is palindrome, right? So for that, let's consider this one. What do we call palindrome variable first? So I'll just go with, sorry, what is happening here? Yeah, Boolean. So for the palindrome, I'll just go with a PAL here. So this one will be new palindrome. Sorry, not new palindrome, new Boolean. Yep. So let's go with size n respectively, right? So this is fine. Now n is nothing but the length of the string. It depends on the length of the string itself, right? So next, every single character is palindrome. So obviously every single character is palindrome. First thing I would like to tell you what palindrome basically is. So when we read forward as well as from the backward, the words has to be same actually. One simple example is mom, right? MOM. So when you read this one forward from the forward as well as the backward, it will be MOM itself, right? So this is called as palindrome. And one more thing, you can just count you can just take every single letter from the mom. So that will be palindrome itself. M is a palindrome. O is a palindrome. M is a palindrome. Again, individual characters within the string I'm speaking of. Yep. So that will be palindrome, obviously. So for that, let's write the code. So I'll just go with for int I equals 0, I less than n. So 1 second, equals 0, I less than n. So I'll just go with I plus plus. So this is fine, I believe. So now, in that case, I'll just go with palindrome of I and I. So let me set this one to Boolean value true. So this is fine. This is as simple as that. Next what we will do, we'll check the palindrome of the length greater than or equal to 2. So let me go with a for loop here. In length equals to length less than or equal to n, and I'll just increment the length here, length plus plus. Yeah, so this is fine. So within the for loop, so we are going with a 2, right? We are starting with 2, sorry. This is fine. So within the for loop, let's go with a one more for loop, nested for loops, right? So I'll just go with int I equals 0. I, let's go with I plus length actually. So this will be I plus length minus 1 less than n, then I plus plus. So this is fine. Why am I doing this one? 1 second. Just give me a second. Yeah. So within the for loop, first thing, I'll just assign j, whatever we have considered. So this one j, I'll assign this one to I plus len minus 1. So this is fine. Next, let's write the simple if condition man here. So I'll just go with, let me make use of the caret. It will be handy. So I'll just go with the caret here. So instead of the comma, let me go with the dot here. S dot caret of I. So this is fine, is equivalent to S dot caret j. So this one, yep. Then I'll just write simple if condition again. If length equals 2, right? If length is equivalent to 2. So why this is happening? 1 second. Anyways, if length equals 2 or palindrome of I plus 1 into j plus j minus 1, yeah, then what we are going to do, we will be setting the palindrome of ij to 2. Suppose if it reads the same from front as well as the back, so in that case we have to set that one to true, right? So I'll just set the PL of ij equals to Boolean value true. So this is fine, I believe. So now we have successfully checked the palindromes of length greater than or equal to 2. Now, what is our this one task? So we have to go with the DP. So the name itself indicates that partition DP algorithm, right? So we have to make use of DP somewhere. So DP will be making use of the DP or we'll be going with a DP of I that is equivalent to minimum cuts needed for the substring 0 to I accordingly with the algo, right? So this step, first step, we define DP of I that is equal to minimum cuts needed for the substring 0 to I. Let's do that. 1 second. So I'll just give here int dp equals new int of size n. So this is fine. Next, let's go with a simple for loop. So I'll just go with for int I equals 0, I less than n. So let me go with I plus plus. So within the for loop, what we'll be doing, if whole substring 0 to I is palindrome, then no cut is needed in that case. So I'll just go with if palindrome of 0 and I, then in that case, let me go with dp of I equals to 0. So this is fine. And we have to skip from there. So I'll just make use of the continue keyword that is provided by the Java. Right. So now why we have written this one. So let me tell you, if whole substring 0 to I is a palindrome, then we no cut is needed, right? So we can just directly say that it is a palindrome, right? So for that one, we have written code. So this is fine. Next, let me come out of the if condition. So next, let me assign dp of I to infinity. So I'll just go with integer dot max value. So this is fine. The next step, we have to try all the possible previous cut positions. For that, let me start with a for loop here. So this one will be int j equals 0, j less than I, and also let me increment the j, nothing but j plus plus. So let's go with a simple if condition here. If palindrome of j plus 1 into I, yeah, into I, then dp of I, just give here, dp of I equals math dot mun of dp of I, comma dp of j plus 1. Yep, so this is fine, man. Yeah, let me come out of this one entirely. Now what shall we do? So we are left with only one thing, nothing but we have to print the result. Right? So that's the only step that is left. I'll just go with the out.println here. So because we are making use of the, as we are making use of the print writer, we'll be going with out.println here. So what we need to print, the output will be stored in dp of n minus 1 as per the algorithm. So let me give here dp of n minus 1, and also let me write out.flush as we are making use of print writer. So let me format the code so that this looks good. Code looks good. Yep. So this is fine. Let's check for the typos or the errors. Do we have any errors or the typos? No, right? I believe this is correct. So yeah, before running the code, let's do one thing. Let's dry run the code so that we get to know whatever the code that we have written is correct or not. And also we get to know the output for the example that we have considered, right? Output for the example that we have considered. Yep, let's do that. And later we can come back here and run the code that we have written. First, let's dry run the code. Let's do that. So let's start the dry run here. So let's consider the same example here. So for this, I have not considered the example within the code, I believe, right? So I'll change the code later. So I have considered a start buffer. We made use of the buffer data, right? To read the inputs actually. So we are not getting inputs from anywhere. We have to hard code the inputs actually. So I'll just change the input. I'll consider the same example within the code. Let's dry run the code accordingly with this example itself. Let's do that. Yeah. Just give me a second. 1 second here. So input, we are going with AAB here, right? So AAB. And the steps is, so palindrome table, what it does, 1 second. Yeah, palindrome table, what it does, it identifies, not identifiers, it identifies what does it identifies? AA is palindrome, and A is also every character is a palindrome. Each character is palindrome of itself, right? So this is fine. Then also B is also palindrome. Yep. So AA is a palindrome, A is a palindrome, and B is palindrome as well, accordingly with the code that we have written. For that, we had written the condition, right? So this is fine. Let me write B as well here. So this is fine. Next, palindrome table identifies A as well as B as palindrome. So for the palindrome, I'll just write PAL here. So this is fine. Next, DP of 0, initially it becomes 0. DP of 0 becomes 0, right? So A becomes palindrome here, right? A becomes palindrome. Next, we have DP of 1, right? So DP of 1 becomes 0 as well, right? So DP of 1 becomes 0 as well. So let me write here A first. Yeah. So now DP of 1 becomes 0 as well. Yep. So due to the AA. So next we have AAB. First it will check for this one. This is one palindrome. Every character is a palindrome, right? So each character is a palindrome. Next it will consider AA, right? So AA. So AA is a palindrome. So when we read from the front and when we read from the back, it is same AA, right? So this is a palindrome as well. So DP of 1 becomes 0 here, right? So this is fine. This is also one of the palindromes. And next, it will check for AAB. AAB is not a palindrome. And then DP of 2 individually, it will be checking. So this one for the B, it will be checking. So B is palindrome, right? Each character is a palindrome again. So DP of 2 is, sorry, DP of 2 is 1 here, not 0. DP of 2 is 1. So either it will be AA, either it will be AA or B. Either it will be AA or B, right? So this is the this one, what do we call, this is the output basically. The final output that we get here is 1. This final output that we get here is 1, right? So this is fine because see, what happens, accordingly with the code that we have written, we got three palindromes here: A, AA, and AA or B. So accordingly with this, we are outputting this one as a result. Actually, the output that we need to get here is 1, right? So 1 is the output that we got. We have written the code in such a way, if I run the code in the Boolean, we have made use of the Boolean, I believe. So in our case, in the code, we have to get the output true if everything goes well. So let's check for the same. Yeah. Now we have dry run the code. We have already discussed this one, what do we call, algorithm. We have written the code, we have dry run the code by considering the example that we have considered within the this one code, and we are left with only one thing. Just we have to just run the code, and if everything goes well and we get the, if we get the desired output, then we have to run the code. Yeah, sorry, then we have to discuss the complexities for the code that we have written. First, let's run the code that we have written. Let's do that. So here I'll come to the code. So let me run this one. So we are not getting any output, right? So instead of here, not here actually. So we are giving buffer data dot read line. So this is not required. Instead, I'll just consider the string directly. I'll just go with a AAB here, right? So let me do this and let me run the code now. So see here, the output that we are getting is 1. Yep. So we are getting the correct output. So that's what we did in, that's what we uh, we did in the dry run, right? So we dry ran the code with the same example that we considered. So we are getting the desired output, right? So we are getting the desired output. So basically this wasn't required actually, right? So we are not submitting the code anywhere. So buffered reader dot read line is not required. Anyways, now let's ignore this. We are getting the desired output. So we are left with only one thing, nothing but discussing the complexities for the code that we have written. Let's do that. Yep. Let's discuss the complexities for the code that we have written. So what is the time complexity for the code that we have written? The time complexity would lead to big of n square. You would have already guessed this one. Nested loops. See, we are going with a palindrome pre-computation as well as we are going with a this one DP transitions. So overall time complexity would lead to big of n square quite obviously. And what would be the space complexity here? The space complexity would lead to big of n square as well. Yep. So just give me a second here. It would lead to big of n square. So why it is big of n square? So we are going with a palindrome table as well as DP array, both, right? So palindrome table as well as the DP array. So the time complexity and the space complexity would lead to big of n square and big of n square respectively. So this is it for the partition DP algorithm. Yep, so we are done with the partition DP algorithm. Next, we will be discussing on the topic longest common subsequence, right? So for now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.